Powder-actuated tools are commonly used in electrical work for fastening items like foursquares and jiffy clips. Several brands and models are popular among electricians. Hilti offers models such as the DX460.22, DX462, DX760, and DX9. Ramset provides models including the 50X, 120X, 300X, and 520X. Greenlee features the KX10, while Ridgid offers the R3000, 305 and R5121. When selecting a powder-actuated tool, it's important to consider several features. Firstly, power. The power of the tool determines its penetration capacity and the size of fasteners that can be used. Secondly, weight and ergonomics. Choose a tool that is comfortable to handle and reduces fatigue, especially during extended use. Thirdly, load capacity. This refers to the number of cartridges that can be loaded at once, affecting how frequently you need to reload. Fourthly, safety features. Look for tools with anti-dry fire mechanisms, dust shields, and safety triggers to ensure safe operation. Fifthly, durability. Opt for a tool that is made of robust materials and has a good reputation for reliability to withstand the demands of job sites. For electrical use, specifically for tasks like fixing foursquares and jiffy clips, a tool with a power rating of around 50 to 120 foot-pounds is generally recommended. This power level provides sufficient force to drive fasteners securely without damaging the materials being fastened. Based on popularity and reliability, the Hilti DX460.22 or Ramset 50X are often considered excellent options for most electrical applications. These models offer a good balance of power, ergonomics, and safety features, making them suitable for a wide range of electrical tasks. When operating a powder-actuated tool, always wear appropriate personal protective equipment, including eye and ear protection. Ensure that you are familiar with the tool's operating instructions and safety guidelines before use. Regularly inspect the tool for any signs of damage or wear, and perform routine maintenance as recommended by the manufacturer. Always use the correct type and size of fasteners and cartridges for the specific application to ensure proper and safe operation. Powder-actuated tools can significantly increase efficiency and productivity in electrical installations when used correctly and safely. The choice of brand and model depends on individual preferences, specific job requirements, and budget considerations. By carefully evaluating the features and benefits of different options, electricians can select the best tool to meet their needs and enhance their performance on the job. Remember to prioritize safety and follow all applicable regulations and guidelines when working with powder-actuated tools to prevent accidents and injuries. Different types of loads exist for powder-actuated tools. These loads, often referred to as cartridges or boosters, come in varying strengths, indicated by color codes. Each color corresponds to a specific power level, determining the depth of penetration for the fastener. Selecting the correct load is crucial for ensuring that the fastener is properly set without over-penetrating or damaging the base material. Lighter loads are suitable for softer materials or when less penetration is needed, while heavier loads are used for harder materials or when deeper penetration is required. Always consult the tool manufacturer's recommendations and relevant safety guidelines to choose the appropriate load for each application. Using the wrong load can lead to ineffective fastening, damage to the tool or materials, and potentially hazardous situations. Therefore, understanding and correctly using the different load types is essential for safe and efficient operation of powder-actuated tools. The correct selection also impacts the longevity of the tool and the quality of the finished work. Improper use can cause premature wear and tear or result in fasteners that fail to hold properly over time. Proper training and adherence to safety protocols are vital for anyone operating these tools to mitigate risks and achieve optimal results. Different types of fasteners are designed for powder-actuated tools, each tailored for specific materials and applications. These fasteners vary in length, diameter, head style, and material composition. Common types include pins, studs, and screws, each engineered to provide secure and reliable fastening in various substrates such as concrete, steel, and wood. Pins are generally used for attaching materials to concrete or masonry, while studs are often used for creating threaded connections. Screws are suitable for lighter-duty applications or for fastening into softer materials. The selection of the appropriate fastener depends on factors such as the thickness and density of the base material, the load requirements of the connection, and the environmental conditions. Using the wrong type of fastener can result in inadequate holding power, corrosion, or even structural failure. Always refer to the tool manufacturer's recommendations and relevant industry standards to ensure that the correct fastener is chosen for each application. Proper installation techniques, such as using the correct load and ensuring proper alignment, are also critical for achieving optimal performance and safety. Regular inspection of fasteners and connections is recommended to identify any signs of deterioration or failure and to take corrective action as needed. In addition to the tool itself, various accessories can enhance the functionality and versatility of powder-actuated tools. These accessories include different types of nose pieces, extension poles, and specialized guides. Nose pieces can be changed to accommodate different types of fasteners or to provide improved accuracy and stability. Extension poles allow for overhead or hard-to-reach fastening, reducing the need for ladders or scaffolding. Specialized guides can help to ensure proper alignment and spacing of fasteners, especially in repetitive applications. The use of appropriate accessories can significantly improve the efficiency, safety, and quality of work performed with powder-actuated tools. Always select accessories that are compatible with the specific tool and follow the manufacturer's instructions for installation and use. Regular maintenance and inspection of accessories are also important to ensure their proper functioning and to prevent accidents or injuries. Investing in high-quality accessories can extend the life of the tool and enhance its overall performance. When using powder-actuated tools, safety should always be the top priority. Always wear appropriate personal protective equipment, including safety glasses, hearing protection, and gloves. Before using the tool, thoroughly inspect it to ensure that it is in good working condition and that all safety features are functioning properly. Never attempt to use a tool that is damaged or malfunctioning. Ensure that the work area is clear of obstructions and that bystanders are kept at a safe distance. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions and safety guidelines for the specific tool being used. Never point the tool at yourself or others, and always keep your fingers away from the trigger when not in use. Use the correct load and fastener for the application, and never attempt to overdrive fasteners. After use, properly clean and store the tool in a safe place. Regular training and certification are recommended for anyone who uses powder-actuated tools to ensure that they are knowledgeable about the safe operation and maintenance of the equipment. By following these safety precautions, users can minimize the risk of accidents and injuries and ensure that powder-actuated tools are used safely and effectively. Proper maintenance of powder-actuated tools is essential for ensuring their longevity, reliability, and safe operation. Regular cleaning is necessary to remove dirt, debris, and powder residue that can accumulate in the tool's mechanism. Use a soft brush or cloth to clean the tool after each use, and periodically disassemble and clean the internal components as recommended by the manufacturer. Lubrication is also important to keep the tool's moving parts functioning smoothly. Apply a light coat of oil or grease to the appropriate areas as specified in the tool's manual. Inspect the tool regularly for any signs of wear or damage, such as cracks, dents, or loose parts. Replace any worn or damaged parts immediately to prevent further damage or unsafe operation. Store the tool in a dry, clean place to protect it from corrosion and other environmental factors. Follow the manufacturer's recommendations for specific maintenance procedures and schedules. Proper maintenance not only extends the life of the tool but also ensures that it operates safely and efficiently, providing consistent performance and reducing the risk of accidents or injuries. In addition to selecting the right tool and accessories, understanding the properties of the base material is crucial for achieving successful and reliable fastening. Different materials, such as concrete, steel, and wood, have varying densities, strengths, and textures that can affect the performance of powder-actuated fasteners. Concrete, for example, can range from soft and porous to hard and dense, depending on its composition and curing process. Steel can also vary in hardness and thickness, while wood can range from soft and pliable to hard and brittle. Before using a powder actuated tool, assess the properties of the base material to determine the appropriate load, fastener, and installation technique. For harder materials, a higher load and stronger fastener may be required to achieve adequate penetration and holding power. For softer materials, a lower load and shorter fastener may be necessary to prevent overpenetration or damage. Always consult the tool manufacturer's recommendations and relevant industry standards for guidance on selecting the appropriate parameters for different base materials. Proper understanding of the base material properties can help to ensure that fasteners are installed correctly and that connections are strong, durable, and safe. Before starting any fastening project with a powder actuated tool, it is essential to plan the layout and spacing of fasteners to ensure optimal performance and structural integrity. Consider the load requirements of the connection and the properties of the base material when determining the appropriate spacing. For heavier loads or weaker materials, closer spacing may be necessary to distribute the load more evenly and prevent failure. For lighter loads or stronger materials, wider spacing may be acceptable. Also, consider the aesthetic appearance of the finished product and avoid placing fasteners in locations that may be visually unappealing. Use a measuring tape and marking tool to accurately lay out the fastener locations before starting the installation process. Proper planning and layout can help to ensure that fasteners are installed in the correct locations and that connections are strong, durable, and aesthetically pleasing. When using powder actuated tools in overhead applications, it is crucial to take extra precautions to ensure safety and prevent accidents. Always wear appropriate personal protective equipment, including safety glasses, a hard hat, and gloves. Use an extension pole or other suitable device to reach overhead locations without having to climb on ladders or scaffolding. Ensure that the work area is clear of obstructions and that bystanders are kept at a safe distance. Use a tool with a built-in dust shield to prevent debris from falling on yourself or others. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions and safety guidelines for overhead applications. Never point the tool upwards at yourself or others, and always keep your fingers away from the trigger when not in use. Use a lanyard or other safety device to secure the tool to your wrist or belt to prevent it from falling. Proper planning and execution are essential for safe and efficient overhead fastening with powder actuated tools. When working with powder actuated tools in confined spaces, it is essential to take extra precautions to ensure safety and prevent accidents. Ensure that the work area is well ventilated to prevent the buildup of fumes or dust. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment, including safety glasses, a respirator, and gloves. Use a tool with a short barrel or other compact design to make it easier to maneuver in tight spaces. Ensure that there is adequate lighting to see what you are doing. Keep the work area clear of obstructions and clutter. Be aware of the location of any pipes, wires, or other utilities that may be hidden behind walls or ceilings. Use a stud finder or other detection device to locate these utilities before starting the installation process. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions and safety guidelines for working in confined spaces. Proper planning and execution are essential for safe and efficient fastening with powder actuated tools in confined spaces. When using powder actuated tools, it is important to be aware of the potential for ricochet which occurs when a fastener deflects off the surface of the base material and travels in an unintended direction. Ricochet can cause serious injury or damage to property. To minimize the risk of ricochet, always use the correct load and fastener for the application. Ensure that the tool is held firmly and perpendicular to the base material. Avoid fastening into hard or brittle materials that are prone to shattering. Be aware of the location of any nearby objects or people that could be struck by a ricocheting fastener. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment, including safety glasses and a face shield. If a fastener does ricochet, stop working immediately and assess the situation before continuing. By taking these precautions, you can minimize the risk of ricochet and ensure that powder actuated tools are used safely and effectively. Powder actuated tools are designed for specific applications and should not be used for any purpose other than what they are intended for. Using a powder actuated tool for an unintended purpose can be dangerous and may result in injury or damage to property. For example, powder actuated tools should not be used for fastening into materials that are too hard or too soft, or for fastening objects that are too heavy or too light. They should also not be used for fastening in areas where there is a risk of explosion or fire. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions and safety guidelines for the specific tool being used. If you are unsure whether a powder actuated tool is appropriate for a particular application, consult with a qualified professional. By using powder actuated tools only for their intended purposes, you can minimize the risk of accidents and ensure that they are used safely and effectively. Powder actuated tools are powerful and potentially dangerous devices, and it is essential to handle them with care and respect. Never treat a powder actuated tool as a toy or a plaything. Always keep it out of the reach of children and unauthorized users. Store it in a secure location where it cannot be accessed by anyone who is not trained and authorized to use it. When handling a powder actuated tool, always be aware of its potential for causing injury or damage. Never point it at yourself or others, and always keep your fingers away from the trigger when not in use. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions and safety guidelines for the specific tool being used. By handling powder actuated tools with care and respect, you can minimize the risk of accidents and ensure that they are used safely and effectively.